about marshmallow. Thank you everyone for giving me a many marshmallow for me to read. I'm so sorry that I'm not like other livers who would enter their marshmallow on Twitter, at least. I usually would read Marshmallows on stream, and basically I can't read everything because it's going to take long, but I'm very thankful that everyone gave me a motto, because every time I'm feeling tired or every time I've done my work, I would read the mottos like before I sleep or when I eat, and I enjoy the time because a lot of words, the words that you put in the mottos is basically like it's like a, like a fan art. I like it. I love it. I love things that I can read in my spare time, especially when it's from the people that loves me. Anyway. And not. I mean, like, there's a lot of people who put their feelings into the motto, whether it is bad or it is good, but I don't mind. If they gave me a critique, then go ahead and give me critique. But there is something that I need to talk about when you guys try to give me a critique. So like basically a thing about critique. Oh, also I'm not reading the chat. I'm not reading the chat yet. I'm still looking for the motto. So basically about critique, apa namanya? So there is a ways of giving people critique, and it doesn't matter if it's a Vtuber, YouTuber, your mom or your dad or your brothers or your friends. There is some things that you need to look before you actually tell or post that thing into the person you're trying to give a critique. Basically, it's not just me. Mostly it's not just me. That's why I'm kind of like trying to tell you guys that please don't be too rude to the person that you gave critique. It's not that I mean, like, imagine this. Imagine that somebody is stinky. Imagine that somebody is stinky, and then you're trying to give a critique to that person that they are stinky. A good way to actually give a critique is not by saying what's it called? It's not by saying, oh, no offense, but you stink, and then not give any what's it called, suggestion of what to do at all. And even if you do, please try to refrain yourself from cursing and try to refrain yourself for putting your anger into that message, because like when you put an anger, when you put your emotions, bad kind of emotion into a message, that emotion is going to be transferred into the person that is going to basically read it, and you wouldn't know that it probably would ruin their entire day. It's not so different with all of us. It's not so different to you. It's not so different to your teachers. It's not so different to that one docent that you hate so much. Everyone have this spot inside their self that they don't want to be antagonized. A good way to actually give a critique, wait, I'm gonna start it in chat as well. A good way of basically sending a critique is basically first you need to, well, how should I say it? When your friends stink, when your friend is stink, another way to give it a critique is basically, oh, I'm so sorry, but I wanted to tell you that you kind of having a quite funny odor around you. I'm sorry if this actually can feel like an insult, but I'm not trying to. I'm just saying that I kind of feel slightly disturbed, or maybe disturbed. It depends. But like, I kind of feel slightly disturbed. I'm sorry, but can you take a bath? Can you try to take a bath, or try to like put some deodorant, because like I don't want you to not notice that other people is actually starting to get discomfortable around you as well. I'm sorry if I'm sorry if this sounded like an insult, but it's actually not.
Not, you stink, get away from me. I'm pretty sure you haven't taken a bath for 1,000 years.
Something like that. It is definitely a quote-unquote constructive criticism, but it's a different kind of way of constructive criticism. If you wanted to give somebody a critique, please do give them a positive kind of critique, a positive energy kind of critique. Even though it might sounded negative, try to make it sound as positive as you can. But isn't that basically sugarcoating? There's a difference between sugarcoating and not and being positive. Sugarcoating is basically like when somebody stank, they're going to say something like, you smell, what is it called? Have you took a bath? No, that's also positive critique. There is no other way to actually tell other person that they stink with sugarcoating. Oh wait, something like, oh, I'm sorry, but like, have you took a bath? I mean, you smelled okay to me, but I'm not sure like for other people if like, yeah, I think that's a sugarcoat as well. That's a defeats the purpose, yes. Begitu. Basically like an emphasis, like what's the word, basically laying it down slowly on them, or politely state an opinion. Imagine you're in a court, politely said that in a court. Try to not like gerakan so, hey, screw you, you stink, you don't get close to me, I hate you, go take a bath, you person who haven't taken a bath for 1,000 years, something like that. It will be a bit hard when the person can take the hint too. Yes, exactly. So like, be civilized. If they stink, tell them that they stink, but doesn't mean you have to use cursed words, or you need to use like very harsh words. You can say like, I'm sorry, but you kind of feel, you kind of smell kind of funny today. Have you took a bath today? Okay. Jangan.
Not something like, hey, you stink, go away, I hate you, you suck.
Do you think giving bath set for birthday presents is enough to slightly hint for their body odor, or simply offensive? I think that's kind of offensive. I think that's kind of offensive. I mean, like it's more of a passive aggression more than a hint. That's not slight as well. I think you should actually say your body odor is kind of stronger than other people. And see, I still wanted to be I wanted to be around you, but sometimes the body odor is even stronger than usual, and I don't think I can stand too much of it. So but if you take a bath, if you do, then it's fine. But if you haven't done anything to it, please do. I mean, like something like that, I think. Yikes, it's like aggressive. Halo, dari Hamlo. Sedikit agresif, yes. Begitu. I'm pretty sure after this is going to be a couple of people that's going to send me criticism marrow, and that's fine, I would accept your criticism marrow anytime. Actually, there is this couple of marrows that make me feel slightly bummed, especially when I read it after work. Basically, like, there's this two same marrow. This one marrow is very civilized marrow, and the other one is the opposite. The first one that I get is the opposite one, and it actually feels like it's the weight of the world suddenly just crashes on me. And then, like, do I feel angry? I do. In case if people think, can I get angry? Of course I can. I can get angry as well. I can get sad as well. After all, we are all human and hard, you know? But then, like, I considered about a lot of things. I considered about the critique. I considered about everything that is written on that critique. But in the same time, because of my foul mood, most of the times my mind will go into the negative type of the negative types of choice, negative types of things, which is absolutely bad. But then there's another new Maru that talks about it as well, but in a more civilized way, in the most civilized way possible. And when I read it, I feel like, oh yeah, okay, I like that. I'll take that to consideration. And then I did it. So, like, if you wanted to give a criticism, try to be civilized. The bottom line is, if you're trying to give a good criticism, if you want to give a good criticism, be civilized. The more civilized you are, the more easier way to put it without trying to hurt the person, even though sometimes, yeah, you kind of need to hurt them. I mean, like, it's no other way to put it, then maybe, but it's for the better, because, like, it's for the better, because, like, it's for him, for her, for you, and for other people too. Something like that. Oh yes, I'm me as well as a Vtuber, especially the one who is really inexperienced in based on almost everything. If you look around, you can see that I'm one of the people that is in the bottom of the barrel of this kind of thing. But I'm still trying and will keep on trying to get better. That's why I'm opening Marshmallow every now and then. I'm telling you guys that it's okay to give me a critic. It's okay to give me directions of the things that I will consider if it's good or not, and then I will try to change little bit and little bit. That's why please do be gentle with. I know I sounded like this little kid. Have to be gentle. The world is not as the world is cruel. You're not going to survive the world at all. I may look like a child, but that doesn't mean I'm one child. I mean, it doesn't mean I'm a child. I'm very aware that I'm fully grown. I'm fully aware that I have a status. I'm fully aware that I have a job that is quiet. What's it called? Quiet. Good. So like, just for me and to you, if you don't want to take this, what's it called? It's opinion, then that's okay. You do you. It's fine. If you don't want to take it, then it's fine. I'm just telling you that let's try to be more civilized when you're trying to give a critique to other people. People often forget the basic rule of remember the human. Yes. You might at the bottom of the barrel, but you're on top of my heart. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Basically, think you critique your principal from school and the principal is really disciplined, but he knows you that you're a good student and not formal but not aggressive but civilized. You think that you critique your principal from school and the principal is really disciplined but he knows you that you're a good student but not formal but not aggressive but civilized. Yes. Even high people would consider something like that. Even though not all, I think mostly some people have this feeling of I'm higher than you, so you need to bow down. But I think there is also some people who would think like my employees are giving me a critic in a very good and civilized way. I think I'm going to consider that. I'm high. No, not that kind of high. That's why we have to think twice before we speak or do anything, because it may or may not hurt others, right? Yes. Good advice, right? No, you. I'm not sure if this is an advice. It's just an opinion. It's a disclaimer. Disclaimer. It will not work to everyone. If it's not for you, don't take it. It's just opinion. It's not a. It might be an advice, but like it's more of a advice, opinion of an advice. I know. I'm better than you, bow down present type of people. Yes, and those kind of people exist. They do. In short, just be considerate. Yes, think twice and be civilized. Yes. The most important part is be civilized. Always be on your positive, always be on your neutral mental state. Always be in your neutral mental state. Always be in a neutral position. It's kind of hard for you to get a neutral position when you like somebody so much. Which is yes, which is hard. Imagine if when I do something wrong, I'm pretty sure some of the inmates, oh wait, some of the inmates will probably tell me like, Rai, that's wrong, which is good. But I'm also sure that some of the inmates will tell you like, oh, you don't need to listen for those people, it's okay, you're doing great. Yes. Sometimes you guys do that and it's understandable. Sometimes there's type of people who would lay their opinion, but there's also a type of people who would just pat you on the back. And that's okay. And that's okay. That's very okay. It's just that when somebody else is in trouble, when everyone is patting their back, I really do think that someone needs to lay the truth on them. Something like that. But don't take my opinions too much, because sometimes that kind of thing would turn you into an enemy of the I don't know, of everything. Sometimes just laying the truth would make you an enemy or something. There's fine line between critic and just being downright mean. Yes. Oh no, I'm gonna throw that away. Don't justify someone wrongdoing just because we like them, right? Yes. Don't justify anyone's wrongdoing because we like them. Yeah. If I do something wrong, tell me that I do wrong, and I'll try my best to fix it. Hello, what are you up to? I'm doing work while doing gorilla. Sorry, I want to eat first. Bye. But we're fighting. Jangan dengerin yang hate comment. No, it's okay. It's okay. Enemy of everything. Not to that extent, but okay. Yeah, I mean, like, not to that extent, but yes. There's a line for everything. Yes. There's a line for everything. What else I forgot? Yes, about the marrows again. The marrows. So, like, I'm very sorry that every time that anyone gave me a marrow, I only like talk about a selective amount of people on the marrow, and then basically treat all of the good days as one singular thing. When I was in stream, I know it sounded rude, and I'm really sorry, but like, the thing is, marrow feels like a letter that I read every time I feel down, every time I'm not good. It's more like a letter that I read every time there's nothing to do, and I enjoy the air of when I read marrows, because, like I said before, I love messages from the people that knows me. The thing is, my mental capacity of talking or writing is not as much as my mental capacity on reading. So I'm really sorry that if I didn't read your marshmallows, except if there's a stream that is marshmallow based, but most of the times I would just read your marshmallow and then keep it on my heart. Will I reply to them? Sometimes I do, but most of the times maybe not. It's more of a thing. It's more of a personal thing that I read. But if you guys wanted me to reply to it, you can actually put a please read this on stream, so I would read it on stream because you want me to, and that's actually okay as well. Don't feel bad. Just put a please read this on stream. If you don't put please read this on stream, I may or may not read that on stream, but I will read it on my spare time. I will. I have read all of the marshmallows that come across in my marshmallow, even though sometimes they just don't appear and they would resurface to me, and when that happens, I'm so sorry because the system sometimes kind of wacky. But yes,